Welcome everyone. I have a new video here. This time we're going to talk about Swingarm preventative maintenance and gear change empirical data for a study that I just did on a gear change I'm implementing on my Ducati 848 2009 model. You can see here the reason I'm including the Swingarm topic. When I first loosened up the eccentric, you can see I had a little bit of water coming out of the hub, and actually it wasn't a little bit. Look at this. I had a stream coming out of there. I was really surprised to see this, and I'm guessing that it came from a very thorough wash that I did about a week before. I purchased a new chain cleaner that mentioned that you should wash the chain after letting the cleaner sit for a little while. You can see I've got the bike up in the air. This is a 102 link chain, which I suspected was going to be 2 links long, and it is. And from the point I'm measuring up in the front there at my rear set, I have 420 millimeters. If you add 85 millimeters to that from the pivot point in the swing arm, it's 505 millimeters. Let's go ahead and get this rear wheel off of here. That's my new toy. I love it. And we're going to get into some of those measurements again in just a minute here, but let's go ahead and see where we're at on the project. I was advised that I should be able to move the rear brake caliper pin, as you can see here, back about 15 to 16 millimeters, and I should be able to lengthen the wheelbase if I do that. So that's what this exercise is all about. Once I get everything apart here, I'm going to take off the quick change sprocket here, and once I get everything off, I'm going to remove the pin. I'm not much of a drill and tap kind of guy yet, something that I'd like to learn how to do, but I'm not experienced at that. So I want to take the pin out and see how much more distance I'll actually have, and really I want to see if the 102 link chain will work if I remove the pin. Per the manual, you need to remove the rear brake caliper. I went ahead and took all the fluid out as well, since I needed to flush that out. I'm taking the axle out here, and this is the area that we're going to be concerned with, and if you look close, you can see a big surprise in here, all you 848 owners. Either the Swingarm manufacturer or the Ducati plant went ahead and added a starter hoe. This is the hardest part of the project, getting this snap ring off. And using video, I'm going to make it look fairly easy. It actually took a lot longer than this though. When that's done, you can go ahead and take this washer off. Pay close attention to this washer. It's rounded on the top, and on the back side it's flat. That flat side goes in toward the swing arm. Let's see if we can get this caliper bracket off, and we cannot because we need to loosen up the eccentric a little bit. And as soon as that's done, it slips right off. Take note of the O-rings on each side of the bracket and this final washer. And now we have an unobstructed view of the area. And look at that beautiful little starter hoe. I'm going to take a measurement of that as soon as I get the stock pin out of the way. That, by the way, is 12 millimeters by 1.25. And it's in there nice and tight, so you might have to whack it a couple of times to break it loose. You can see that's what I did here. And when I do put it back in, I will use Loctite and torque it down to spec. Okay, here we go. Let's get a measurement, and basically this thing's 16 millimeters. Thank you, Ducati. The new wheelbase measurement is the same, 420 millimeters. Look at this. Let's go all the way forward and see what we get. And you can see here I have 395 millimeters. Again, you need to add 85 to that to get the real measurement. Alright, I have a barn find. This is my hub. I push that out on the sprocket side. And you'll see in a minute why I'm calling this a barn find. Look at that. That's inside the swing arm. Mud, dirt, little pieces of rock. Had no clue I had a little cavity like that in there. And, you know, without the water and without all this muck, I'm probably going to speed up my lap times by a few seconds. You know, probably took a pound of material out of there. With the water, that is. So obviously I'm going to clean this up as best I can. I was actually planning to do this over the winter. I was going to try to get this thing into my basement and just break it completely down. I probably still will do that, but wanted to take the opportunity now to go ahead and clean it up, get everything lubed up again. You can see here the hub is going back into the swing arm. This is the best way I found to do it. If this is wrong, somebody let me know. It seemed to work out just fine though. Still cleaning. This is the washer that has the rounded and flat edge, so make sure that goes back on in the right fashion. Here's the snap ring. It needs to be cleaned as well. I also cleaned and lubed the O-rings on both sides of the bracket. Here's the second hardest part of the job. I'm going to make it look easy. There we go. Actually took a lot longer than that, but hopefully the next time I do it, it'll be a lot faster and easier since I've done it now. I now have a very smooth operating eccentric, as you can see here. This was probably needed a few thousand miles ago, actually. So I'm coming up on my 22,500 mile service anyway. So, alright, the axle goes back in, and I'm done with this part of the job. I have the 41T sprocket on, the chain's on, the new chain, and I'm going to try this out at Mid-Ohio tomorrow. I'll post up on how I like the 41T, and I guess the jury's still out on whether or not I'm going to drill and tap the swing arm. After seeing today's measurements, I'm not sure if there would be any benefit from doing that. Please let me know if you feel otherwise. Thank you. Ciao.